Oh, good afternoon, students. This is Dr. Weldon, and what we're going to talk about today is the Symbaloo assignment for the week. So we have one assignment to do this week. I released the content for you yesterday and gave you a little presentation to look over, but I wanted to give you some extra information just in case. So this PowerPoint will be available to you as well in the announcement I'm about to send out. And so you'll see this video and this adjacent PowerPoint to go with it, so you can watch the tutorials if you need those. So Symbaloo, for one thing. It's a curation tool. It's kind of related to Pinterest, if you will. And if you think of Pinterest, and a lot more ladies use it than men for now, but if you think of Pinterest, what you're seeing is you have boards and pins. Well, Symbaloo uses a very similar format. They use web mixes instead of boards, and they use pins. Instead of the pins, they use tiles. Okay, so we have tiles and web mixes. So that's what you're going to be utilizing today. But the reason why we're doing this is the digital curation of tools. You've got to have these as a teacher. And why is that? Because you want to identify the best available opportunities to enhance your instruction. A lot of your textbooks are antiquated. They're a little older. They don't have that vibrant information that you really want to use with your students that you're teaching in your classes today. You want to provide opportunities for all types of learning modalities as well and levels. So you really want to bring in more video and more opportunities for them to see the content in different ways from just traditional textbooks. The third thing is you want to provide accessibility to learning materials for varied times of the day. If you put this information into like a Google Classroom or you send it home in a remind, this gives the students to be able to see these resources readily available anytime, especially even after school, so that parents can now help their students as well. So if you curate all these resources into a nice little tight web mix, which is what we're going to be making, then you can utilize these for student learning opportunities. And finally, it also does other things that we really need in classrooms right now. For instance, remediation. When students are not doing so well, they need to go back and do some tutorials. Then they could use this in that capacity. And absenteeism, if someone's missing from class, they can use these as a drill and skill to get caught back up. So what I've provided for you in my little sunglass picture of me right here, there is a step-by-step handout. Anybody that needs that to introduce yourself to create a Symbaloo. Now, it is about 18 months old, so it may have a few little buttons that are a little different, but it's pretty much the same. So to give you the step-by-step if you need it. For the most part, most of you are going to be fine with the going through the process of creating your own account. And I would make sure that you do a Symbaloo EDU account. If you do a regular one, it may be blocked by your school. That's the only caveat. So if you do a Symbaloo EDU, if you Google it and you create your account under that domain, you may see that that could be a filtering issue, which is what happens at some of my schools. So I gave you this video. It's embedded in here. I'm not going to play it for you now, but it's the introduction of how to create a Symbaloo, okay, and how to make your own web mix. The next video that I have embedded in here is creating tiles in a web mix. I've had a few emails already where people are like, oh, how do I make my own web mixes? What do you mean by that? Well, when you go in and you find a tile, you're just going to drop it in, and you'll see it from the first video. It's not too bad. The creation of your own tile means that you're going to do three things. And they're step by step by step. It's a little fuzzy here, but when the video plays, you'll be able to see that you need a URL. You need to name your tile on top of it. You need to check a box right here so there will be words on top of the tile, and you choose a color. So a lot of times when you go and put a picture in, it's really amazing. It will automatically put the logo for that, like Starfall. If you were going to make a shortcut to your Starfall, it would automatically do it for you. So I just want you to know that that's going to be the steps. But if you watch the two videos, this should put your mind at ease. This is an example of a product you can make. These are all websites that are second grade friendly. And if you wanted to go to a computer lab and you wanted students to go to different places, here's a web mix that my son made. He made this back in the 10th grade for one of his assignments. And this is the link for it. So if you click on the link, it will automatically prompt you to add this web mix collection to yours. So you're able to do that. So you're able to go and instantly borrow from other people. So instead of someone sharing with you one website, they can share 40 with you. And then you can pick the ones you want. that you want to utilize in your classes. So it's a lot better. And that's one of the things we had to stop and do at the graduate level here, is to disseminate what are good resources, what do we want to use in the classroom, and how do we pick and choose what's best for our students in our particular subject and grade level. So I want you to just kind of mess around with this one, add this to your collection, and see what it looks like. Now this one here, he took and made every picture. He JPEG'd every one of the icons. In other words, like Seussville, he Googled Seussville, got the image, and copied it. And the step earlier, where we were right here, when we were right here, he named it Seussville. He pasted it in there, and then he went and got the picture and added it, which is upload image here. And then it allowed him to put that picture in the background. So he got a little fancy with his. You don't have to do that. But all I want from you is 20 tiles on a particular subject that is of interest to you, okay? And if you start using this, you'll find that this is a great tool. I use it quite often, and I'll share other web mixes with you that I've created over the last 6-7 years. And this is one of my favorite tools to use to collect and curate digital resources in the classroom of today. So again, 20 tiles on a subject area, 15 that you've discovered, 5 that you'll create. You'll share the link in this week's portal in Canvas, and that'll be it. Next week, we're going to write an assignment. Yeah, I know you're thinking this has been too easy in some aspects, but I know you got hit really hard the first 2 weeks with the Google Level 1 training. So I kind of gave you 2 weeks of these assignments. So we're going to finish up strong, and you'll see that we'll have a writing assignment. We're going to be introducing the SAMR model, and we're going to be going over that and how it impacts the decision-making on when we bring technology in the classroom. So that's it. If you have any problems, just let me know. Email me at rlweldon, WELDON, @troy.edu. And again, have a good week and take your time. Enjoy the assignment. If you're a present teacher currently in the classroom, this is a wonderful tool to do with your own students. You can let them create Symbaloo web mixes, and they can put their favorite resources that you want them to go to. So, all right, that's all I got for you. So have a good day. Bye now.